Have you ever wondered why your legs feel weaker, even though you're eating all the right foods? As we grow older, we pay more attention to what we eat, especially our protein intake. After all, we've been told for decades that protein is the building block of muscle, and it's true to a point. But what if I told you that some of the most common protein foods you're eating could actually be breaking your legs down from the inside? Not literally breaking bones, but quietly draining your leg strength, harming your balance, and increasing your risk of falls. And no doctor ever warned you about it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 common protein foods that millions of American seniors eat daily, thinking they're good for them. In reality, these foods may be slowly stealing your independence, and no one's talking about it. This isn't meant to scare you for the sake of fear, it's meant to wake you up. Because I care deeply about helping seniors like you protect the one thing most take for granted until it's gone: the ability to walk, stand, and move without pain or help. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Processed deli meats: turkey, ham, roast beef, bologna. They look so harmless, don't they? Neatly sliced, packaged just right, ready to layer onto your sandwich. For many seniors, deli meats have been a lunch staple for decades. Easy to chew, quick to prepare, and high in protein. But what if I told you that these seemingly convenient cuts of meat could be the silent destroyers of your mobility? The truth is, processed deli meats are not what they used to be. What was once carved fresh at the butcher's counter is now manufactured in factories, laced with chemicals like sodium nitrates, phosphates, and preservatives designed to extend shelf life, not your life. These additives are known to damage blood vessels, stiffen arteries, and reduce oxygen delivery to muscle tissues, especially in the lower body where strong circulation is vital for keeping your legs active and pain-free. Over time, these toxic substances cause chronic inflammation deep within your muscles and joints. You may not feel it at first, but gradually your legs tire more quickly. Getting up from a chair becomes a little harder. Your morning walk feels like a chore instead of a joy. And when you least expect it, a fall, a cramp, a lingering weakness, it catches you off guard. Most seniors don't connect the dots between what's on their plate and what's happening in their knees or calves, but the link is there, clear as day. Even so-called lean deli meats like turkey or roast beef are culprits. Behind their clean labels, they often hide low-quality scraps glued together with binding agents and injected with salty solutions that throw your body into imbalance. For an aging body already fighting to preserve muscle, this kind of protein doesn't build you up, it breaks you down. If you care about staying independent, about walking confidently without pain, start by taking a hard look at your lunch meats. What you remove from your plate today could keep you out of a wheelchair tomorrow. But deli meat is just the beginning. The next food on this list is one almost every senior eats for comfort, and it might be even more damaging to your leg strength. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Conventional bacon and sausage. There's something deeply comforting about waking up to the sizzle of bacon or the rich aroma of sausage frying in the pan. For many of us, these foods are tied to warm memories: slow Sunday mornings, family breakfasts, the small joys that color the routines of life. But behind that comfort lies a hidden danger that most seniors never see coming. These beloved breakfast staples may be quietly draining your strength and sabotaging the very muscles that keep you on your feet. Conventional bacon and sausage are high in saturated fats, preservatives, and chemical compounds that wreak havoc on your aging body. As we grow older, our cardiovascular system becomes more fragile, and these meats accelerate its decline. The saturated fats in bacon and sausage don't just raise cholesterol, they also thicken the blood, clog up arteries, and reduce circulation to the limbs, especially the legs. This means the very fuel your muscles need, oxygen and nutrients, can't get where they're supposed to go. Even worse, these meats are often loaded with nitrites and nitrates, compounds that contribute to oxidative stress, a process that actually breaks down muscle tissue over time. For seniors, this means more fatigue, slower walking, greater risk of cramps and falls, all starting with something as innocent looking as a strip of bacon. And don't be fooled by low fat or turkey versions. Most still contain fillers, additives, and artificial flavorings that disrupt digestion and stir up inflammation. The body becomes confused. It holds on to toxins, muscles stay sore longer, and healing slows. All this builds up quietly until one day the legs feel too heavy, too shaky, too tired, and you wonder where your energy went. The hardest part? Bacon and sausage don't hurt in the moment, but they chip away at your strength meal by meal, week by week. If you've been holding on to them out of habit, it may be time to let them go, not just for your heart, but for your legs, your balance, and your future independence. And if you think those were bad, wait until you hear about the one protein food that's sitting quietly in your pantry, soaked in oil, that could be doing even more damage to your nerves and muscles than bacon ever could. 3. Canned tuna or chicken in soy-based oil. At first glance, it seems like a smart choice. A can of tuna or chicken, quick to open, packed with protein, and often labeled as light or heart healthy. For seniors trying to eat clean and stay strong, it feels like a safe go-to meal. But behind the convenience lies a quiet threat, one that could be silently wearing down your leg muscles and disrupting the delicate balance your body needs to stay mobile and independent. Many canned meats today are preserved not in water, but in soy-based or vegetable oils. Oils that are cheap for manufacturers, but expensive in terms of your health. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, trigger chronic inflammation, especially in aging muscles and joints. Over time, this inflammation becomes less of a passing discomfort and more of a constant ache. It slows down your stride, stiffens your knees, and steals the joy of a simple walk outside. But that's not all. Cheap canned tuna often carries traces of mercury and heavy metals, which can build up in your nervous system. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to these toxins because our bodies don't eliminate them as efficiently. Mercury doesn't just affect your brain, it also interferes with nerve signaling in your legs, making movements less responsive, coordination shakier, and fatigue more overwhelming. What's worse is that many older adults eat these canned meats believing they're helping their bodies. But with each bite, they may be introducing low-grade toxins that weaken muscles, confuse the immune system, and inflame joints. It's a slow process, but a devastating one, the kind you don't notice until the damage has been done. And here's the cruel irony. The very food you thought was building you up may have been silently breaking you down. But if you think that's unsettling, wait until we uncover the truth about one popular health drink, often recommended by fitness experts, that could be blocking your body from absorbing real muscle-building protein altogether. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Whey protein powders, cheap brands. It's easy to believe the promises printed on those shiny tubs. muscle support, high performance. Fuel your strength. For many seniors trying to maintain muscle mass, whey protein powders seem like a smart addition. They're quick, convenient, and packed with protein, or so we're told. But here's the deeper truth no one explains. Not all protein is created equal, and some of these powders may be doing more harm than good to your aging body, especially your legs. Cheap whey protein is often highly processed, stripped of its natural benefits, and filled with chemical sweeteners, artificial flavors, and synthetic stabilizers. Your body, already more sensitive in your later years, struggles to recognize and process these foreign substances. Instead of building muscle, they may cause gut distress, bloating, and inflammation that interfere with how well you absorb real nutrients, the very ones your muscles need to stay strong. Even more concerning is that these powders often contain denatured protein molecules damaged by heat during processing. What does this mean for seniors? It means your body may not even be able to use the protein effectively, no matter how many grams are listed on the label. That chalky shake you drink every morning, hoping to fight off weakness, could be doing almost nothing, or worse, contributing to systemic inflammation that breaks down muscle tissue over time. And let's not forget the hidden additives: aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame potassium, linked to joint pain, fatigue, and even dizziness in older adults. For a generation raised on real food, these manufactured ingredients are unrecognizable and disruptive, leading to a body that feels slower, heavier, and more tired each week. Many seniors turn to protein shakes in good faith, but too often they're lured by clever marketing instead of real nutrition. If your legs feel weaker despite all your efforts, it might be time to look at what's hiding inside that daily shake. But powders aren't the only hidden threat, because one of the most damaging protein-rich meals we turn to is hot, crispy, and cooked right at home. Yet, it's slowly draining the life from our legs one bite at a time. 5. Deep fried chicken or fish, even homemade. It's hard to resist. The golden crunch, the savory aroma, fried chicken or fish has been a comfort food across American tables for generations. For many seniors, it brings back fond memories of family dinners, church potlucks, or summer cookouts. And if it's made at home, it must be better, right? But here's a sobering truth we often overlook. Even homemade fried foods can be one of the quietest, most destructive enemies to your leg strength and mobility. When meat is cooked at high temperatures, especially in vegetable or seed oils like canola or corn, it creates harmful compounds called oxidized fats and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These toxins are not something you can taste or smell, but they settle deep into your tissues, causing inflammation, stiffness, and gradual deterioration of muscle fibers. Over time, your legs begin to feel heavy. Your steps become slower, less steady, and the pain in your knees or hips no longer fades after a night's sleep. Worse still, those delicious crispy coatings are often made from refined white flour or breadcrumbs, which spike blood sugar. Seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, even if mild, suffer from poor muscle recovery and nerve damage, particularly in the lower limbs. You may notice it as numbness, tingling, or weakness that seems to come out of nowhere. But these symptoms have been building silently, bite by bite, over the years. Fried foods don't just damage your muscles, they affect your heart, your brain, your energy. And yet, because they taste so familiar and comforting, we cling to them, unaware that each serving could be pushing us closer to a walker or cane. The cost of that crispy satisfaction is far greater than we realize. And if you think the danger ends at fried food, think again. The next protein trap is chilling quietly in your fridge, dressed in white, often labeled as light or low fat. but it may be causing more harm to your joints than you ever imagined. 6. Cottage cheese and low-fat dairy with additives. For years, we were told to choose low-fat, skim milk over whole, cottage cheese over cream. We trusted the labels, light, heart-healthy, protein-packed, believing we were making better choices. And for seniors especially, dairy seemed like a gentle, nutritious source of protein and calcium. But the truth is far more complicated. What's added to low-fat dairy to make it healthier may actually be slowly harming your legs, your joints, and your quality of life. Cottage cheese and low-fat yogurts today are often filled with stabilizers, gums, artificial sweeteners, and synthetic thickeners to make up for the natural fats that have been stripped away. These additives are not benign. For an aging digestive system, they can cause gut imbalances, bloating, and inflammation that silently interfere with how your body absorbs essential nutrients, especially the ones that support muscle health. What's more, the primary protein in dairy, casein, digests very slowly. In younger bodies, this can be useful, but in older adults, especially those with sluggish digestion or sensitive kidneys, slow digesting proteins can put a strain on the system, leading to fatigue, stiffness, and delayed muscle recovery. And many of these low-fat products are secretly loaded with sugar. Yes, even plain versions, which accelerates inflammation in joints, weakens tendons, and limits your ability to move freely. The result? You may find your legs tiring sooner. A walk around the block becomes more difficult. Stairs feel steeper, and yet you've been eating what you thought was right. That's the danger, when the food that promises to help you stay strong is the very thing that's keeping you from feeling steady on your feet. It's not always about cutting fat. It's about cutting what's fake. And if you've been reaching for those creamy containers out of habit or hope, it may be time to rethink. But before you do, there's one more protein trap you need to know. It's frozen, convenient, and hiding behind a crunchy coating. Yet, it might be the most deceptive and destructive of them all. 7. Frozen breaded meat patties, chicken, turkey, beef. They're easy, affordable, and always there when you need a quick meal. Those frozen breaded patties stacked neatly in the freezer aisle. Whether labeled as chicken, turkey, or beef, they promise protein, convenience, and comfort. For many older adults, especially those living alone or managing tight schedules, these ready-to-heat options seem like a harmless, even helpful solution. But behind the crispy coating lies a troubling reality. These frozen favorites could be one of the biggest threats to your leg strength and long-term independence. What most don't realize is that these patties are often made from mechanically separated meat, which means bones, tissues, and scraps are ground together and reformed into a patty. To hold it all together, manufacturers use chemical binders, preservatives, and artificial flavor enhancers, ingredients your body doesn't recognize as real food. The result is a product that looks like protein but behaves like poison, especially inside an aging body already fighting inflammation and nutrient loss. The breading itself, usually made from refined, processed flour, causes blood sugar spikes, leading to energy crashes, muscle fatigue, and weight gain around the hips and legs. Over time, this slows your stride, weakens your knees, and adds pressure to joints that are already worn from decades of use. Even worse, many of these products contain hidden trans fats, which silently erode muscle tissue and stiffen blood vessels, making it harder for your legs to get the oxygen and nutrients they desperately need. The most dangerous thing about these foods is how normal they seem. They're marketed as wholesome, even lean, but they rob your body slowly, bite by bite, leaving you wondering why you're more tired, more unsteady, or why getting up from a chair suddenly feels harder than it used to. You deserve better. You deserve food that truly nourishes your strength, not masks it. And now that you've seen the 7 protein traps to avoid, the next question is, what should you eat instead to rebuild your strength, protect your legs, and age with real power? Let's explore the foods that can actually help you rise stronger, step by step. What should you do instead? After hearing all the warnings, it's only natural to ask, so what can I eat? That question is not just practical, it's personal, because this isn't just about nutrition anymore. It's about reclaiming control over your health, your body, and your future. You see, the goal isn't to cut out protein, far from it. As we age, protein becomes even more essential for maintaining muscle, supporting balance, and helping us stay strong enough to live on our own terms. But what matters most is the quality of that protein, where it comes from, and what it brings with it, not just in nutrients, but in consequences. Start with real food, simple, whole, unprocessed. Wild caught salmon, for example, is rich not only in protein, but in powerful omega 3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, support circulation, and help restore tired leg muscles. Pasture raised eggs are another gift, loaded with absorbable protein, healthy fats, and key vitamins like B12 and D that support muscle coordination and nerve health. If you enjoy plant based meals, consider adding lentils, chickpeas, and beans, not just for protein, but for their fiber, minerals, and slow burning energy. Unlike refined carbs, these foods nourish without spiking blood sugar. They feed your muscles while protecting your joints. For those who enjoy a warm, healing meal, bone broth, especially when made slowly and with care, offers collagen, amino acids, and hydration your joints and connective tissues deeply crave. When choosing meat, opt for grass fed beef or bison in moderation, as these contain higher levels of anti inflammatory nutrients than conventionally raised meat. And if shakes are part of your daily routine, consider upgrading to plant based protein powders made from pea, rice, or hemp, the kind without artificial sweeteners or chemicals, the kind your body can actually use and benefit from. But beyond all the specific foods, here's the deeper truth. Every bite you take is either a step towards strength or a step away from it. This isn't about diet fads or fear. It's about choosing foods that support your ability to walk confidently, get up without help, and move through life with dignity. You deserve that. You've lived too long and worked too hard to be taken down by a frozen patty or a so called healthy label. Your meals should serve your life, not subtract from it. And the beautiful part, it's not too late to change. You can start today, one meal at a time, one smart choice at a time, and your body, your legs, your spirit will thank you for it. Because aging doesn't mean giving up your strength, it means protecting it fiercely, wisely, and with love. Final thoughts from a fellow senior who cares deeply. The older I get, the more I realize that the smallest choices often carry the greatest weight. What we eat isn't just about staying full, it's about staying free. Free to move, to stand tall, to walk without fear, to live without depending on others for every step. And yet, so many of us, with the best intentions, are unknowingly feeding our bodies foods that quietly rob us of that freedom. I've lived long enough to see how quickly strength can fade when we don't protect it, and how powerfully it returns when we choose to nourish it with intention. This isn't about being perfect, it's about waking up. It's about looking at what's on our plate and asking, is this helping me live better or slowly holding me back? We've been sold the idea that aging means decline, that weakness is inevitable. I don't believe that, not for one second. With wisdom, with better choices, and with the courage to let go of what no longer serves us, even if it's food we've loved for years, we can write a different story, one of strength, steadiness, and grace. Your legs are your foundation. Take care of them, and they will carry you far, farther than you think. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.